My name is Danae. I'm an illustrator from Adelaide in South Australia, and I've been wanting to start a YouTube channel for a while, so I thought this was a good idea for a first video. It's just going to be a sketchbook tour. I haven't actually finished either of these sketchbooks. This one's almost finished, but it's kind of just like looking back on 2023 because I started off using this sketchbook and then I moved on to this one. Originally this one was going to be more focused on messy sketches and this was going to be more polished. I did some pretty unpolished sketches in this one, so we'll start with this one. I'll link in the description where these stickers are from. Most of these are actually mine, but this one and this one and this little sushi guy and this little pig guy are from another artist who I'll tag. Sorry, I can't remember the name off the top of my head. And then these, I don't even know what happened there. Those are mine as well, but they're kind of stuck on top of each other for some reason. So, the first page, if you've ever done the draw a box thing, you've probably seen this page before. That's just practicing basic art fundamental skills, which I gave up on that stuff pretty quickly. And this one I did like at the very start of the year when I was kind of wanting to transition to a more vintage inspired art style. So it's just some retro bunny sketches that I copied off of Pinterest. They're not original art or anything, they were just, I do a lot of copying to help myself learn. This was more of the drawer box thing. This was more like just random, it's Peter Rabbit I think, a little Homer Simpson, scorpion, pattern stuff. A face, I guess that was like the Andrew Loomis or another facial construction method. Some flowers and a little airplane whale thingy. These were some sketches for some sticker designs that I did. This one, they got made into one of my most popular stickers. Drawing got turned into this sticker, which is one of my best-selling stickers on my Etsy shop. This one I turned into a sticker too, but I stopped making those because they didn't sell as well. But I might remake that design in the future. Random frog. These were like, this is Pumpkin the cat, who I was that was going to be like an art print or a sticker design of Pumpkin the cat running an ice cream shop. And I ended up drawing that in Procreate, but I wasn't happy with it and I just forgot about it. It's a little chef frog guy. I have no idea what this is. This is upside down, but that's just some like figure sketching and gesture, foot stuff. I'm not very good. I don't draw humans very often at all, so I need a lot more practice in that regard. Little mushroom things that I did when I bought just some cheap alcohol markers, and I just wanted to try them out. As soon as I got my Wacom bamboo tablet, I kind of stopped drawing traditionally and I didn't do it very often at all, so this was kind of my first foray into traditional art again, and it was actually really fun. Obviously waste pages there. This is a little character I made up called Philly Thompson, and I just some little sketches of him. This was for someone's Draw This in Your Style challenge I think, but I wasn't happy with it. I never posted it. This was another, I think this was for the Sprinks 100 challenge. I'll tag the artist who created that, but again I never posted this one. Wasn't happy with it. This is a turtle with a bow around it and a birthday hat. What more can I say? This frog was another sketch that I copied from an artist. When I do these copies, I never post them online because it's just for my own, something fun for me to do, or if I see an artist and I like their style, I'll normally copy it down and try and learn something from what they made. But I'll have to find the name of this artist and I'll tag them too. This was just another, maybe I was planning a sticker design or something, but it's just a frog reading a book on a log wearing a sun hat. Farmer frog. I did end up turning that into a full illustration that's on my Instagram now. I'll see if I can put in like a little thing off to the side to show that. This was the new Pokemon Fuecoco before the new game came out. These sketches are all from like early this year. This was my first time using acrylics. And yeah, it's just a picture that I found off Pinterest and I really liked. It's like a little farmer cat with his pumpkins. So that was fun. Little crocodile dude and whatever that is. Scary farmer thing. This was another Fuecoco illustration that I did end up posting on Instagram, but I think I archived it because my style has changed so much since then. These were some more sticker designs. So, yeah, that's that one. This one says, "You'll achieve all you've dreamt of." This one says, "Art is a real job." This was more gesture drawing, trying to get a more loose style, but still I can see it's very stiff and I need a lot of work in that area. But for now, I just avoid drawing humans at all. More sketches. That's Sandile, the Pokemon. I think that's his name. Little frog ice cream. More frog ice cream. Mushroom with a ghost dude on it. Mushroom with a little frog. A very round seal and a duckling. More gesture drawing. Sphere, which was for another art challenge on Instagram. Can't remember if I turned that into a full illustration or not. Practicing perspective. Reptiles, just really quick sketches. This frog is kind of fun. This was some method for drawing faces at different angles, but again, I don't know what I was doing. And these are like, I think these were like 30-second sketches that I was doing of dogs. Kind of tell that's an Afghan hound. Anyway, more heads. Nothing too interesting. More heads, whatever. I don't know what you would call that. Frog, dog, person bending over. More stuff for the Draw a Box challenge. These were some more sticker designs. I did turn this one into a sticker. These 3 seals that were glittery stickers that are in my shop now, but I don't think I have any ready to show. These, maybe I'll make them into stickers. I need to rework them though, because my style, I feel, has changed so much since then. More sticker designs, I guess. Little ghost, pot plant, and a chicken wearing a really long hat. Never went through with those. This is a goblin guy that I used to draw these characters all the time when I was really into gorillas, and they're kind of inspired by the gorillas art style. This is where I started doing the 100 heads challenge. I gave up after these 2 pages basically. So yeah, I did 13, 14 heads and then I gave up. I just wasn't happy with what I was doing. I think this was my first try with watercolors, landscape study, and I wasn't happy with whatever was under there, so I put a duck and I maybe covered something there too. Frog sketch that also turned into a sticker design. Again, I don't have any of those. I need to print more, but that's up in my shop now. This was a composition sketch for a painting that I was going to do of, this was kind of inspired, in the summer there was a lot of focus on the seas, what was it called, like the summer grandma aesthetic or whatever it was called, and I wanted to paint something inspired by that, but I never ended up, there's a theme here, I never ended up finishing this sketch. Just more sketches of kind of flowers and cottagecore type things. I kind of like this little bee guy wearing a little flower skirt. This was for another friend's Draw This in Your Style challenge on Instagram, which I did turn into a full illustration. I'll see if I can put that in here somewhere as well. That was really fun to do. This was where I was trying to plan out a layout for my studio in my home office. This is a little frog in a greenhouse garden. This was, I planned to paint this on, I got this round canvas, this round wooden canvas that I was going to paint a similar design onto, but I will do that in the future. That's just something for another time. This is when I first got my Prismacolor pencils. I sketched these little strawberry dudes and some blueberries. I don't even know. I think that's a lobster on a beach. More watercolors, just trying to do like basic shapes and then adding a little face on them. This is, I think, is the Amazonian milk frog, which I did another illustration of that same frog. I wasn't happy with this one, but he is kind of cute. Here we go, here's the tomato frogs that I painted using watercolors. This is where I was really getting more into traditional art and trying out different techniques, and this was a lot of fun to do. I loved the colors. And yeah, the milky tree frog, or the Amazonian milk frog, that's the other illustration that I did, and I was much happier with this one. This is another watercolor painting, or acrylic. Yeah, I think it's acrylics actually, not watercolors. More studies based on another person I follow on Instagram, Ella Art, or L Art. Again, I never posted these online. These were just studies for myself because I really love her art style. So I was kind of learning how she combines, I think she uses gouache combined with colored pencils, and I love the different textures that you can achieve in that style. So that's what I was kind of studying there. This was another acrylic painting of sunflowers. And I think that's all for, oh wait, one more page. Oh yeah, some little 30-second sketches of some cats. I kind of had a cat drawing phase a few weeks ago. So that's what I did. Another frog, bakery chef frog. And this was trying out another style with just using, like, not putting down a sketch, just going straight in with ink pens. And I actually really like how this one came out. I might put that one into Procreate and finish coloring it. And some little frogs. This is another illustration that I sketched. Again, I'll put the finished sketch in that I uploaded that into Procreate. Just took a photo and colored it in Procreate. This one I did color, but I never ended up posting it because I didn't like the result. This was a frog that was meant to be like a poison type Pokemon, and it was kind of melting, but I never went ahead with that idea. Duck sketch that I obviously didn't like, I crossed it out. This one, I don't know what's going on. Some eyes, and I really like this cat sketch. I love drawing cats in this style, and I want to do more of that. I made that one into a sticker. And I think that's all for this sketchbook. Looks like I've got something here. Oh, that was a plan for an illustration with a lot of leaves, and I ended up turning this one into a full illustration, but this one I haven't done yet. That's basically it. That's basically it for this sketchbook. Moving on to the next one. So these are all stickers from some artists that I'm friends with on Instagram. I'll tag the creators of all of these stickers, and there's a few more on the back. I'll tag these creators as well. So this is a newer sketchbook when I really started getting into gouache and different mediums. This is oil pastels, It's a scene from My Neighbor Totoro, and I really like how I did the clouds, but unfortunately everything kind of, I didn't seal it properly, which I know can happen with oil pastels, and it all transferred onto the other side, unfortunately, so there's kind of random bits of green in there, but that was fun to do, learning how to do Ghibli clouds. This was my first painting with gouache. I actually really liked how this one turned out, and I incorporated some of those techniques that I learned with using the mix of coloured pencils and gouache to create more interesting textures, which I really like how that came out. And I'm still learning about composition when it comes to landscapes, but this was fun to do anyway. I like the colours and all the mushrooms and the flowers. Gouache, this was my Posca pens, which I haven't used these yet much, except this was just testing them out, testing the colours. Frog, like Vogue, but it's a frog. And a little another little round frog. There's more the pig again. Just testing out my new jelly gouache and figuring out the different consistencies that you can achieve with gouache. This was a frog for the Amphibian August challenge. This was trying out the Poscas again, just another landscape and like a little cat wearing a magician's hat. These were kind of fun. This was another Posca piece, just, I think that was for our art challenge. Again, I never posted it on Instagram. I wanted to get more Posca markers because I feel like I don't have enough variety of colours to create what I want to. That's why I had to use this metallic finish, but I guess it's kind of interesting. This is another study I did of an LA art piece, or Ella art. I really love how she stylizes her trees and her flowers, and again that combination of gouache and coloured pencil, it creates a really interesting blend of textures, and I love the composition that she created with these flowers kind of framing the piece as well. So that was really inspiring to me. Some mushroom sketches that I did. This was for another Instagram art challenge. The frog wearing a party hat with gouache. Cowboys do it better. And that's another cowboy perched on someone's finger. This was for another Instagram art challenge that I never posted. But again, you can see that I'm trying out those techniques that I learned from the studies I was doing and blending gouache with coloured pencil. This was for our Instagram challenge. I did end up finishing this one, so I'll put the picture of the finished piece somewhere. This was another gouache painting of I think it's a crimson rosella, which is a native Australian bird, and I think this is golden wattle, but I never finished this one. I was having issues with the gouache turning really muddy, so I just gave up on that piece. Some more ink drawings. I did end up finishing this one, so I'll put the finished piece here again. This was for a December Christmas art prompt challenge. I never finished it. I wasn't really happy with the design. This is from a domestic course that I'm doing at the moment. I'll put the link in the description. But this is a course on gouache techniques and creating fantasy landscapes, which is something that I really hope to achieve next year. So this was just learning how to blend backgrounds and blend through colors using gouache, which was really helpful. More sketches. This was for another December challenge. I never finished that one. Instead, I went with Sylveon for this Pokemon challenge, and I did finish this piece. This is the sketch that I liked the most, so I turned that into a full illustration, and I'll put that somewhere here. More blending techniques from the Domestica course. This was before I started the course, and attempting to use gouache. I really didn't like how it turned out. so I just put this sticker over the top. This is from the Domestica course as well, just figuring out how to paint silhouettes. I need a lot more work in this area, but always plenty to learn. The same course, learning how to paint skies and clouds, how to paint grass and bushes. This was for a migraine tracker sticker sheet that I'm working on. I've had migraines since I was about 12, and I know keeping on top of tracking migraines and your triggers and what the weather was that day and what side of the head the pain was on, those things are really hard. So I wanted to create this mostly for myself, but I thought it could help other people too. Just some cute stickers to make migraine tracking slightly more bearable, but I'll hopefully finish that in the next couple of weeks. This was more from the Domestica course. I really like how this water turned out, and this was more of the rough seas, but this one I'm really happy with the colors, and I feel like that looks pretty realistic and not bad for my first go. And this piece, I used the techniques that I learned from the Domestica course to create my own kind of original landscape piece, and I actually painted this one live on TikTok, but it's just like a magical forest with some steps leading up to somewhere and little fireflies. This was a composition for the piece that's on the next page, and these were more Pokemon sketches for the December Pokénoms challenge, which I still haven't figured out what I want to do for this prompt yet. I did create this piece of some wooloo grazing in a wheat field, which was kind of my take on one of the prompts, which is savory food, which I'm not saying to eat the wooloos, but the wheat and the grain. But I haven't posted this anywhere yet because, again, it's more of just a practice piece, and I'm not super happy with how it turned out, but good practice. And I think that's all for this sketchbook. I'm hoping to fill this out hopefully by halfway through next year, and I'll finally have finished my first entire sketchbook. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I hope this was somewhat entertaining or you learned something. This is my first YouTube video, so I don't really know what I'm doing. If you have any advice or feedback or anything, I would really appreciate it. And again, thank you for watching. Bye!